Here we have a new 2026 Honda Civic. This one's a hatchback, comes in the sport trim level. Meteorite gray metallic is the paint, and then we do have black cloth interior. The powertrain consists of a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine that puts out 150 horsepower. That's mated to a continuously variable transmission. Nice look in my opinion. As we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights. The lights don't dance like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. But since this car got a slight refresh past year or so, really like the overall look and just how it sets. Now in the sport trim, love these wheels. These are gonna be 18-inch alloy. Love that we have the black mirror caps, the black trim around the windows. We get past the keyless entry on the front and then to the door panel here. Power mirror controls. We have our power door locks, rear window locks, one touch up and down windows for the front, regular power windows on the back, blind spot monitors, bottle holder there, traction control, and then hood release right back there. You get a manual tilt, telescoping steering wheel. And there's our manual driver's seat. So we can pump the seat up or down, move the seat back and forth, or move the seat back and forth as well. But I want to give a huge thanks to Darrell Waltrip Honda here in Franklin, Tennessee for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. Now, if you're interested in the parts content, there you go. Sorry about the wind. Literally, I checked last night and there was supposed to be no wind, and now I just checked my phone and they're like, oh, never mind, it's supposed to be very windy today. So I apologize for that. But I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So let's see how I fit back here. And it's about what I expect. I could probably move the seat back a bit more. Now with the manual seats, it just makes it more difficult to kind of adjust for that, as opposed to having that power seat where you can get that perfect spot. And there's a look at the front. And not too much going on in the back in terms of comforts of having a seat back pocket, the bottle holders that fold down, so. Now your child locks are manual. They're on the side here. Lock, unlock there. There's the fuel filler. And then a quick look at the back end. I really like the design of the back ends of the Civics. Even though we don't have full LED tail lights, they still look really nice. Now with the hatchback, you do have that capability there to just open this up and have a wider space to put things in or out. And then you have the top tethers integrated on the back of the outboard seats. And there's a quick look through the back. And your top tether for the middle seat is actually down in here. Then if you look underneath this, we do have our spare tire with the jack. Rear passenger seat here, you do have your lower anchors behind these covers right in there, and then you can pull this lever and fold each side down and run longer objects through to the front if you want to, and then pretty easy to pop it back into place. And then to the front passenger seat, we do get a manual seat back, manual seat bottom. We don't have the same adjustability as pumping the seat up and down like on the driver's side, but and there's the glove compartment with the owner's manuals. And as we come back around to the front, just a quick look in the engine bay. But there's that 2-liter 4-cylinder. And before we hop in the driver's seat, just gonna show off the blinkers. So LED on the front. Let's hop in the driver's seat. So I like that we have the leather wrap steering wheel here. We don't have that hard plastic or anything like that. There's a horn sound. Over here to the radio, we get AM, FM, Bluetooth as well as USB, and we can use the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto wired here. And then here's the menu. You can go in here and fool with your settings right in there. So you can change your language if you want to, and a few other settings that you can fool with. But I always say this, Honda system is one of the most simplistic systems out there, I think. Very easy to use, specifically in these more basic models, and I like that about it. Backup cameras there, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. You can kind of change the angles here if you want to as well. Hazards right there. And then down here we have the single zone automatic climate control, so we can adjust fan speed here. Whole system on or off, auto there. And then we can adjust that auto by turning the fan speed down. And then you just turn this knob to adjust the fan direction. And down here you get two USB-C ports. This one connects directly to the radio. This one's for charging. 12 volt right there. Little storage for the phone while it's on the charger. And then for the shifter, just hit the brake, pull, reverse, neutral drive. And then you do have your drive modes as well. You can go through Econ, Normal, and Sport. And then you can turn the auto stop off there. Electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down and disengage. Brake hold is there. Center console cubby space. Decent size, I think, for a car like this. There's a look at the back seat from up here. And then we do have the full LED lights throughout, so you can turn those on. Vanity mirror here. And then to the steering wheel again, left side stock, blinkers, high beams. Then you have your auto there. You can turn the whole system off. And then you have your intermittent wipers on this side. One time off, intermittent low, high. And then we have the rear wiper right there. Fluid for the rear, and then fluid for the front. Now we have the simulated shifts with the paddle shifters here if you want to use those while you're in drive. You go through your track list, radio station presets here, volume controls, and then this goes to your audio sources. This home button goes over here to the left side of the gauge cluster, so you can customize the display, go through your vehicle settings and all that. And then you can also adjust your units of measurement over here as well. But I'm in drive, that's why. So you can go through everything there. Tire pressure monitor, calibration, and then the meter setup is here. You can change your language, and then again, your speed and distance units, you can change those right in there. But a lot that you can really fool with if you want to. This is probably my favorite view. It just shows the range, shows your fuel economy. But right side of the steering wheel, cruise control, you can turn that on, cancel, adjust the gap for the adaptive cruise, and then you can turn on the lane centering there, adjust your speed. And then your push button starts right there. And then key fob's in my back pocket. Here's the key fob, and we do get remote start. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2026 Honda Civic Hatchback Sport out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Civic here, we get the 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, made it with this CVT. Power is pretty good, fuel economy is good as well. Prefer a turbocharged engine, but it feels about what and what compared with that 1.5. I mean, the 1.5 I feel like gets you a better feeling of exhilaration, but doesn't necessarily feel faster, at least to me. But this car is right at $29,000, so pretty standard across the board in terms of features, the powertrain, but it's very efficient. Now these tires, especially on the 18-inch wheels, they tend to be a bit louder. I wouldn't call it too much, but it's noticeable if you're looking for it. And I'm going through a construction area right now, so you can kind of hear the rocks as well. but an easy to drive car, very easy. Just kind of floats down the road. Again, the ride quality feels better than the actual sound acoustics coming through from the road. Now we're gonna give it a quick pull as we get on this this ramp here. No one's behind me, no one's in front of me. Here we go. So not bad. It's a 4-cylinder. Now, in terms of the pulling power for this car, I like the 1.5 better. It's specifically starting from, let's say, 25, 30 miles an hour. I just feel like it gets you up to speed better. From a stop, you have that turbo lag anyway, but I just feel like, again, that one's more fun to drive, feels more exhilarating. But I want to give another thanks to Darrell Waltrip Honda here in Franklin, Tennessee for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. Now, like I said earlier, these tires are a bit louder than average, I would say, on a vehicle in general. These 18-inch alloy wheels, these thinner tread tires, you can just kind of hear them, but again, not really anything that I consider bothersome. Like Honda's sensing system, the lane centering is pretty good. The adaptive cruise is great, and it's not one of those systems that's always kind of bugging you. You just kind of have to keep your hand on the wheel, and it gets the job done for most of the instances where you would need this kind of system. I feel like so many systems these days are just like Teslas, where they do too much because people just assume that you're not driving at all, basically. But Hondas, Toyotas, the systems that you have to basically keep your hands on the whole time, so they say, are the easiest to deal with, in my opinion. But in terms of what you get for the money, I think it's solid. If you don't really care about acceleration, the 2-liter, it gets the job done. It's fuel efficient, relatively reliable, I think. I mean, it's a Honda, but you know, you're being under 30 grand, you just can't really beat that for a commuter car. So Civic's still the king when it comes to that. But with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2026 Honda Civic Sport Hatchback.